Hey everybody, this is Crazy with Crazy Gaming, and we got a great game we're gonna play today called Ixion. We played the demo. Oh, it's been maybe 5-6 months ago. Really good. It's a cool kind of space factory game with a twist. The graphics are awesome in this. Anyhow, we're going to give it a shot, and I'll go ahead and let this thing roll. I'm going to go ahead and set the settings on this. I played around with it. I'm going to raise the voice volume up because you can't really hear them very good. I really dig the graphics and the design in this game. They did an awesome job.
Welcome on board, passengers.
At the beginning of this game, there's going to be a lot of talking. They're going to discuss all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to let it roll through.
Shuttle EMV Charon is now docked. Sector 1 empowered and pressurized. Munchie decontamination protocol online. Disembarkation authorized. Message to crew members. Welcome on board the Tycoon, property of Dolus Aerospace Engineering Corporation. You will soon be given your assignments. But until then, please continue to wait near the docking bay. We hope you have a productive voyage, and would like to thank you for your contribution towards humanity's future. Administrator, I am Eden, the personal assistant installed on board the Tycoon. In accordance with the Munchie Protocol, I have been designed to take into consideration your complete psychological profile so that I may more accurately respond to any needs you may have. My primary purpose is to ensure the Tycoon's automated systems function efficiently. I will keep track of the tasks that are necessary for you to fulfill your prerogative of reaching Proxima Centauri and carrying out field research, mining operations, manufacturing protocols, and Dolos colonization tests.
Okay, so they're going to transmit some more stuff. And once that's done, then I'll show you the tutorials. I'm not going to read all that stuff, but I'll leave them on the screen long enough for you to look at them if you want. So let's go to the next transmission so we can get it out of the way.
administrator.
Guy's eating an apple or something.
Your first tasks personally. I'm Dolos' cryonics lead. Marduk council member Giovanni Battista. So, let's see. Your first objective will be to begin setting up essential infrastructure aboard the Tycoon, meeting the environmental conditions that are required to support your crew. Having laid these foundations, you will then oversee the installation of the Vol engine and perform a short test jump to Proxima Centauri. Upon arrival, your research teams will carry out a brief survey of local space, gather a few rock and coal dust samples, fire up the colonization protocol, begin building the foundations for mankind's future, yada yada yada. And then you'll come back. Now, in order to achieve this, you'll need to familiarize yourself with the Tycoon's core functions. It's no big deal. There's the production, stockpiling and distribution of resources, construction, balancing of power output with allocation. Oh, and space exploration, you know, setting out expeditions and all that. Basically, everything needed to establish scientific advancement and harmonious autonomy on board the Tycoon following the first test of its Vol engine. Eden's gonna display and keep track of your main objectives. Oh, and Administrator, don't let the position go to your head. Veneer has insisted to center Dolos' focus on the Tycoon, but this mission is just in preparation for our next project, the Protagoras. The Marduk Council worked damn hard to pull this mission together ahead of schedule. So, toe the line, do as you're told, and bring the Tycoon back in one piece. Leave the grand gestures and saving of mankind from ecosystemic destruction to us, okay? One last word of advice. We don't all think like Veneer Dolos. As of yet, no human law has been officially established amongst the stars. That sounds like an opportunity knocking to me.
Okay, so the guy's insinuating that the designer of all this very well could be a thief or wants to be master of the universe or whatever, you know, I don't know. Anyways, I'll give you a little spill about what's kind of going on. Now, some of you probably played the demo, and for those of you that didn't, this game is really cool. Now, if I hold my right mouse button down and move like this, I can slide this thing around. If I use E, I can twist the whole thing around so I can see from the other side, or look at it this way or whatever. Also, W is forward, S is back, A is to the left, and D, of course, is to the right. So it's pretty basic and it's very simple. And what they want you to do is set up you get up to set up lines in here and do production and process ore and all that kind of stuff. Now, all this stuff has to be connected by roads. So this is the setup that it comes with, you know, generically. I don't really care for any of this stuff, so before I even start building stuff, I'm going to make some roads, and I'm going to transfer some of this stuff out so I can thin some of this stuff out. Because a lot of these, let me go back to the view I was at. All this is ore that's in here. Once the roads connect, it'll tell you what the ore is. Most of it, as you can see down here, this is polymers, this is iron ore for building and construction. The majority of this is iron ore, and it has such low volume in these. They hold a lot more than that. So I want to try to consolidate that stuff so it gives me more of a bigger building area so that I'm not fighting to get around all the stuff the way they laid it out. Now, this is just how I'm doing it. I didn't try doing this in the tutorial, but I'm going to try to do it now and see if it'll work. Because what's going to happen is, by doing this, it'll afford me to put this stuff that I've got on here in containers. Now, these things, once this road is built, will highlight what the ore is so that I can build it. So, you know, so that I can know what it is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a workshop. And I'm going to set the workshop way over here. Just to have it out of the way, because I will eventually move this. R is rotate. The arrows that you see on the left side of that thing is what needs to be lined up with the road, and that's when it will turn green. And now I'm going to construct... This is a storage entity, facility, whatever you want to call it. And like I said, these are only going to be temporary. This one I'm going to probably put back here somewhere. Like this. And I'm actually going to do 2 of them. Now the question mark is telling me that it hasn't been assigned what it's going to be. I'm going to assign this one to Alloy. This one has to be built because it wasn't free. I'm going to go down to here and put high priority. And that means all the workers and everything are going to focus on building this. What I need to do to help myself out is add some more road. And I'm going to do that here by going like this. And then go in like this. That will afford more workers to go over there to help build that thing. Can actually be built right now. And I'm going to assign that to iron as well. But now I need to connect all these to this. I'm going to take a road and I'm just going to run it just like this. Now all of those items, once that road is complete, should be connected. Now I can start unloading this stuff. And see, it will fill these 2 items, which these things, once they're empty, will vacate.
Administrator, I have established a connection with Dolus's lead data scientist, Emma Klein.
She's going to want to talk to us. Now that these are all done, I'm going to go ahead and empty them out. Because once I do that, they will disappear, the buildings will disappear and open up. Which is going to open up a way bigger area for me. I'm going to build another one of these.
Administrator, Mr. Dolos has made it abundantly clear when it comes to security. Given the importance of the Tycoon, we must have full control over what is happening inside the station. My name is Emma Klein, Dolos's lead data scientist and member of the Marduk Council. My department have just completed final synchronization between Eden and our data treatment tool. The DLS.
Now I need to make one for this,
or data listening
for the
system,
polymers.
capable of scanning, recording, and parsing exchanges of any kind. The DLS programming that is a part of Eden will filter all data collected and bring to your attention only the most relevant information. It will also provide you with a condensed overview of any situations that may arise and formulate potential future outcomes. It will permit you to give direct orders without having to go through additional unnecessary paperwork. Eden will then take care of everything via their DLS accreditation. As is often the case with tools produced by my department, I think you'll find that once you start using the DLS, you'll never be able to do without it. Oh, and before I let you go ahead and start writing history, Dr. Munchie, our lead medical expert, wanted me to bring to your attention a possible side effect of vol jumping. Whilst there is a correlation between prolonged space travel and the development of early onset dementia, he believes that a vol jump has the potential to accelerate this process, although this is yet to be proven. His recommendation is for you to immediately send any crew members that are exhibiting uncharacteristic or symptomatic behavior to an infirmary, as these facilities are equipped to treat the mind as well as the body. Remember that all of your actions and choices are being reported by Eden. We are not affiliated with any national or even international organization. The only people that you are answerable to are those of us who sit on the Marduk Council, who represent the collective interests and ambitions of the company.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Anyways, now that she's done, as you can see, I'm trying to clear this area out. So I'll have this whole big area to start my build. All these buildings can be switched or changed or moved to however I need. I got to kind of give them a chance to catch up. In the meantime, we'll look at this event, see what they want me to do. Sure, access to food. Okay, so what we need to do is go in here, go down to food, grab this. We are going to temporarily stick this here. They have a communal dining room, so to speak. And that's all we need to do. Not connected because this road's not done yet. But as soon as they're done moving this stuff from over here, then I'm sure they'll do that. Now they should start moving the food over to here. And now they're building the mess hall. I do not know why that's not moving into here. And maybe there's a piece of road that I've missed here somewhere. But now we can pull all this stuff out. Now I have a nice clean area to work from.
Administrator, I have an incoming transmission from Marduk Council member Henry Bargeville.
All right, so for some reason that's not working, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. And now we can remake one. We'll put another one and we'll put it right here for now.
Bonjour, Administrator. What a wonderful day to embrace our fate, don't you think? I'm Henri Bargeville, writer, philosopher, lobbyist, but most of all member of the Marduk Council. I have taken the liberty of personally arranging an exchange out of courtesy with the Oceanabe, a ship in high orbit belonging to one of our commercial allies, the Ashtongites. Even though they are a small organization, the Ashtongites are important partners who share the same pragmatic, moralistic, and spiritual outlook as we do. The Oceanabe will provide us with a source of food while carrying out the Tycoon's initial testing. By making it the first exclusive trade partner of the Tycoon, we will demonstrate to our long-term allies that Dolos wishes for them to share in our successes.
Awaits your attention.
Please assign a cargo ship so that we can check the trade routines. Administrator, trust in genetic connectors. Self-similar space will reveal the pattern.
Okay, so we'll start with 4 houses. That'd be 60. We need more than that, actually, because we have 85 workers. It's 15 in each house. Still can't figure out why that thing is not sending over the stuff we need. That should give us enough. But I need to know why this one's not... There it goes. I had to activate the harvest. I haven't had to do that before. Usually it just does it automatically. Now, I've got to be mindful of this. You need to be mindful of the power. I'm down to 17. How many do we have in our storage unit right now? We have 50. That's, I think, the max. We have some we can harvest here, but we're going to leave it. So we have 55 crew members that are not. So we may have a problem. We need a road for that. Now this is where being able to turn this around is handy, because I can see that that road will connect there. So this will be good for both of these apartments or whatever they are. Barracks. And they built the roads, and now so people are getting in. Now we're down to 25. We should have enough for everybody. And you can check if there are people in them just by clicking on them, and you can see all these people are living in there. This place is getting built, so is this place. As soon as those are built, then what we have left, the 25, we'll fill these. This is enough for 30 between the two of them. We're down to 10 homeless people. And each one of these, I think, takes up 1 power. Yes. That doesn't really hit our power too hard. All right, so communal dining room, we have that. Wants us to feed 100 people. We fed 85, and so it'll be a bit before we get to that. We have completed that. We need to construct a cargo ship at the docking bay, so we need to go here. Available. This is the cargo ship. We're going to click that. And so it will begin to build that. As you can see, it's sending the polymers over. And therefore, I'll be able to send some of these over to that storage. Fill it back up. We'll be building another ship And that will make this building disappear. But as you see, I've centralized everything to this side, which leaves me all this big wide area to build. And believe me, we're going to need it. So it's building the cargo ship. We're going to want to build a science ship as well. Now, if I open up this tutorials deal, you'll see all these are highlighted because I didn't actually go to them and actually look at them. By doing this, doesn't change anything. I'd have to look through each one of these like this, get that to unhighlight. Now, I'm going to scan leave for a second. Scan leave for a second so you can read these if you want. You can just pause the game. And that takes care of that one. Now I'll go to the next one. It's buildings overview. This talks about resource costs, power consumption, and you have to assign workers for it. The construction, as you've seen me do already, kind of talks about what I did when I was building these. How to set them down, adjust them so that they have access. You have to put roads on these arrows so that they have access to that stuff. Once the building is placed, then it'll start to build itself. Resource delivery starts coming to it, and then it starts to, you see the workers are building it. And then this is where it talks about the roads. Workshops need to be linked to construction sites for worker mechs. These are the guys that roll around to these places, you'll see them. And then these are the transporters that transport the materials that's necessary. But that's what you got to do. Basically, I'd have to go down all of these and read them both sides to get an idea. So if you want to read what these say, you can pause it and read it. Now we'll go to resources. And this just talks about what iron is, and it can be converted into alloy. Iron is symbolized by the Fe. Carbon can be converted to polymer. Silicon can be converted to electronics. Hydrogen can be converted into power. Ice can be converted into water, etc., etc. Raw resources, manufactured resources. These are used for alloys used for buildings and maintenance of the ship. Polymers were used for spaceships and solar panels. Electronics are used for advanced construction. Food is used to feed the population. Cryonic pods are used to gain crew members, and we'll talk about these later. And science points is used to research new technologies. Storage. Click a resource in order to select which resource the stockpile should store. As you saw me do, I did a bunch of them with these, and then one with the food and one with the polymers. Now, as I'm going through these, like I said, if you want to read them, I'm not going to read them here, but if you want to read them, you can pause it and read them. This is just talking about how after I got the roads down in the storage bins, I clicked on the large iron symbol icon, and that's what sends them to go do that, with the exception of the food one. I had to actually fill it to harvest it. And then this is just showing you what the transporters look like when they're transporting supplies. And that's what the two items look like. The crew will communicate with you via Delta Listening System, the DLS events. A number of options will be presented, allowing you to choose how to respond to the request. Now, some of them that you saw the little icon like this, you're not going to get much different than what I did every time I've done that. It's just basically going to tell you, you need to do X or this. And when you move out into space to do exploration and send your science ship out for research and that kind of stuff, Then you're going to get multiple choices. Some of them will allow you to cycle through all of them, all of the choices, and to complete them so you can get all the resources from them. And some of them you can only pick one, and then that's the end of it. All right, so this is going to be important, hull integrity. You're going to find that the more people you have here and the more you got going on in this space, all right, so that looks completed now. And now I'm going to construct the science ship. Now, the feed 100 crew with the mess hall shouldn't be too hard to get, but for me, this thing, some of these requirements that require you to complete a number of things in one, like this is, for example, sometimes to me, for some reason, they get stuck. And so this is at 85 of 100. I don't know how long it will be before the crew needs to eat again, but once they do, that will be completed pretty quickly. Now, there's going to be other ones other requirements going to give you, it's going to tell you like 500 of 1,000. That's going to take a while to do that. So it will sit up here for a while, but that doesn't mean you can't complete these other ones. But I do suggest that we have already ordered the cargo ship to retrieve food via the fleet management window. Okay, so we're constructing the science ship right now, and once that completes, that'll be completed. Then we'll send the cargo ship to retrieve some food. And how that's going to happen is this. Now, by clicking this, it's going to send it off to go get food. But I'm clicking all of these because eventually we're going to be hunting for all this stuff, and it doesn't hurt just to do that. And I'm going to do the same thing with the mining ships when I get one built, and I'm going to click for all of it. But as I said, I don't like how this is all set up, all scattered around like that. I don't really like that way they set that up, because it becomes very difficult. Because some of the things we're going to build are going to be extremely large. And so I want to have the area to be able to place those where I want them. And then the manufacturing that I will set up over here will be important in that I can set things up off of one road instead of having all the squiggly different lines of roads running like this, which limits how I can build in this space. Now, you don't have to do it that way. You can do it however you want. I've seen some people that have done it, just built around what's existing there and so on. I just choose not to do that. But it's not necessary for me to build much in the beginning like this, so I just want to centralize all my storage, and I'm going to eventually line all my storage along rows like this from up here coming back this way. That will feed lines out this way. And this area will eventually become the food, the hospitals, what they call them, infirmaries, and housing. And that's what will all be in this end down here. And all the manufacturing will be out here. Resolve the moon event on a planetary system map. Okay, so now we have the science ship. It'll always show up right here. They're calling it the full cult. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. It's telling me it's waiting for a science ship. So I'm going to click on the science ship. I'm going to send it to the moon. And it will slowly travel across to the moon. Once it reaches there, it'll notify me, and then I'll be able to do what it wants me to do.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Now, because it's so close to where our engine is, that's why it doesn't take that long. But some of these are going to have to travel out quite a ways, and it takes a little bit. So now it's telling me the summary of intelligence on the abandoned base. The base is out of commission. Auxiliary systems are operational and could be used to restore power. Transmission from the Foucault's team. We have reached the UN base. It's abandoned and depressurized. The surveillance system is still operational, awaiting orders. So there's two things I can do. I can either exploit the security vulnerability. Hacking into the surveillance system, the Foucault's team will access the base's central systems and retrieve any confidential data present. Or I can dismantle the base. Doing the dismantling of the base will give me resources, which is what I need more than data. So I'm going to go ahead and disassemble the base. Now that'll take 2 cycles. That's what this means, this number. It means 2 cycles. And a cycle is like this clock right here. It's down on the bottom right of my screen, at the very bottom on the left end of this row of stuff. And this thing here is a cycle clock. So every time that thing comes all the way around to full white, that's 1 cycle. So even though this is going to take 2 cycles, we're not at 1.6, obviously, or 1.5, because that would mean it would be up here. And it's just going to keep rolling. It's taking off, and I think it was from over here when we started that building, and it'll roll back around. Now you can always speed up. That's what these are. These controls here are. I found that using the speed up control does have an effect, or can have an effect on the base here, and it tends to play havoc sometimes on the hull, which is going to require you to repair it, and we're not anywhere near being able to repair the hull right now. That's what's going to happen on this center map button. And as you can see right here, the very extreme left of these action bars here, this is the one that you'll have to activate for hull repair. And we can click on this all day and it won't work, because we're kind of under the guidelines of the tutorials, and it will reach a point where it will tell us to do that, and then we'll be able to do that. So you got to be careful about depleting this and try and maintain it as good as we can. So we are working on resolving the moon. Now the notifications is going to show up over here, and what it's going to do is going to tell you what happened. The science ship Foucault has arrived at the moon. That was that notification.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, so now it's completed this. So I'm going to click on these little yellow dots. Okay, so ready for extraction is the 30 iron and the 90 science. This is what we need to do the research, and I will show you more about that later. Collect science on the moon, 3 of 30. And that's what this is doing. That's what it's doing right now. When you see this around the outside, it's collecting that stuff. And then I'm going to hit this other dot right here, just so it clears this stuff. And now I'll close that. The 2 will disappear. Now it's telling me I have a new tutorial. It's technology and upgrades, and it's telling me it's telling me about the tech lab. And that's what's going to generate the science points and allow me to research on the tech tree. And it also talks about most technologies can be upgraded. The circles above the technology on the tech tree show you how many upgrades are currently available. So we're going to want to come back over here, and we're going to go down into here, and we are going to hit the build button, and we're going to go to factories, and there is the tech lab. This is the first thing we're going to build, and we're going to build it. I want to build it right out. I want to build it right about here. Now I need to build a road to connect to it, so I'm going to pull off of this one like this. Now it's telling me I have got a health issue, so I'm going to go ahead and close that, open this up. I'm going to go to space, Now it wants me to build this docking bay. Now the docking bays are huge. Now as you can see, they are really big. And I'm going to go ahead and put my docking bay. I don't think I can put it. Yeah, I can. I can put it here. Question is do I want it here? Keep it on that side of my manufacturing, or do I want it up here? Now, as you can see, there's three lead lines that's going to keep me from being able to build there. And I also want to leave a path along here because that will lead to the section 2 when that gets ready to open up. But I only need one space for that. So I'm going to build this here. That's going to take up the least space of the place. And then I'm going to run a road just like this, right down the middle. And I'm going to need that road to connect. So I'm going to bring it over. And then I'm going to bring it down like this. And they will be connected. That gives everything over here access to reach these, to build them. Now this is going to take... Now it's telling me it's not connected to an active supply, which is actually incorrect, I think. We're going to go ahead and we're going to release some of these and fill these back up. That will afford some of these buildings to disappear and we'll be able to see better. I'm still not understanding why it's not... Oh, it's not connected because the road's not built. And I have to remember that because I forget sometimes. And it also wants us to build infirmaries. And so I'm going to go back to population, and this is an infirmary. And we need an infirmary so that if something happens to one of the workers, they have a place to go get healed.
Administrator.
And we'll go ahead and...
Incoming transmission from Dolus's head of medicine, Dr. Abhinav Munshi.
And that's probably what he's getting ready to bust my balls about. So we'll build that thing. And it's loading it up with the ore. As you can see, these are coming down again. We still have 10 ore in this one and 50 in this one, and then we have 90 in that one. And so we'll release the rest of those. And as you can see, it's opening up quite a bit now with sending that ore out. So that one is gone, the food one is gone. We can get rid of the road. We don't need this here. It's not necessary. And that's space that we can put something if we want to. More storage or whatever. And now that the road got finished, they're going out to build that.
Greetings, Administrator. I'm Dr. Abhinav Munshi, Dolo's expert in compartmentalism and medicine, and a member of the Marduk Council. I'm glad to finally meet you, even in this digital manner. Your psychological test results were quite impressive. My friend and colleague, Philip Stanford, couldn't be here today, so I will take the role of introducing you to the final stages of the Vol engine integration. Before we get into that, however, we would like you to complete the testing station's exploration and enhancement capabilities. You'll then be able...
Okay, so we're out of press additional staff, so we'll do that.
to begin researching the EVA airlock and assess its compatibility with the Tycoon's core systems. I hope that the work of our team will ensure that you're equipped to deal with most situations you encounter up there. Before I leave you, Stanford would like me to remind you that space is a far less fanciful and forgiving environment than science fiction would have us believe. It would be wise to remember that.
What's happened is we got a blackout because we ran out of power, and that's bad. So what we're going to want to do, oops. So what we're going to want to do is move over here, and I am going to go ahead and shut the power off of this. That's 14 power. That's a lot. So we're -3, so we need to lose power at 3 more spots. And so what we're going to do next is we are going to, what is this? That's an apartment, I think. We are going to have to shut this down for right now. And now we have power. These 2 buildings pull a lot of juice, and I forgot about that. And we need...
Due to insufficient levels of electricity generation, Sector 1's power demand has overloaded. Stanford routines recommend that you construct an external solar panel to boost overall electrical output.
Okay, so what it wants us to do now is build power on the outside, and we couldn't do that until we did a blowout because I know everybody's going to end up burning out. So we need to be able to access that by researching, I believe, the docking yes, we have to research the docking bay to be able to do that. And so we need to be able to get power for this. And so we need to shut stuff down so that we can do that. Unfortunately. So to burn that thing, we have 9 available, and this takes 12. So 9, 10, 11, 12. We need 3 more. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to check all my houses, make sure they're all active. They should be because we got some new people. I think we got some homeless people there too. Yep. But just so we can get the research done, I'm going to go ahead and shut these down. And we should be able to turn that back on. And then we can go into here and we can, oh, it is completed. No, the airlock. It's in progress. And then I'm going to use my fast forward. Because I want to get this done as quickly as possible. The docking bay was already done. We're going to do this one, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to do the insect farm because the insect farm is going to afford us food, and we need food. Now, using that fast forward, as you can see, it's coming around pretty quickly. It would have took quite a while for this to come around because I think this one's 45. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Okay, so the airlock is done. I'm going to close this down. I'm going to shut this back off. And now I'm going to build the EVA airlock. Now this is another big machine, as you can see. And I'm going to place it. Is this the one I want back here? No. And I don't think it will fit here. It won't. So I'm going to place it all the way back here like I was doing the other one. And now I need to run road to it. And how I'm going to do that is go just like this here. Look at that little guy go. Man, he moves really quick, especially when I have this thing on fast forward. And they'll build that thing in nothing flat. And they're happy, but they're not going to be happy long if we don't get them some housing pretty quickly. So we need to get this built so that we can add power, solar panels to the outside, so that we can continue. And I promised myself I would keep these videos like right around an hour. Okay, so that's done. Now we can open this up, and now we can go to the outside airlock, and now we can build a solar panel, which will give us, I think, 40. Yeah, that's going to give us plus 40. And then because we're going in fast motion, as you can see, it's building it pretty quickly. I'm just trying to kick it in high gear so that we can get this done, so we can build some more houses, so people aren't. And I'm going to start that one, but I don't think we have enough polymers for it, but we'll see if it'll roll. While that's doing that, I'm going to come back in here, and as you can see, we now have an available 40 power. Once that second one's done, now we need to build a house. How many people do we have that are out of a house? 9. So we need to build another house. So I'm going to take that house and I'm going to put it like right. I'll put it right. Let's rotate it real quick. Yeah, I want to put it long ways like that. We can't fit any more in here because it's too small. But all we need for now is this one. As you see, I'm still on fast motion, so they're building it pretty quickly, and now that's gone and we don't have that worry. I'm going to bring it back down to the 1. So it's running on normal mode. And we have 79 power now. So now I can fire this back up. And I can fire this one back up. So now we have 2 docking bays here, and I can now build a second science ship and a second cargo ship, but I want the second science ship. Now I don't know if we'll be able to do it because I don't know if we have enough polymers. We have 25. So it looks like it's going to do it. And that'll be the last one we'll be able to build until we get some stuff from outer space. Now, not everybody builds a second docking bay in Sector 1. Most people just rely on this one in the videos that I've watched. But I like doing this. I did it back in the demo because it gives me action, because you can only have 3 ships. Now, in this one, I need to build a mining ship, but I'm not going to be able to do that until I can get some of those polymers going. And we will be doing that in outer space. So the moon is done. This doesn't need to be here anymore, so I can send him somewhere else. And as you can see, we have something over there going on. So what I'm going to do is click this, and I'm going to send him to Mars. And when he gets there and it notifies me of it, we will begin that mission. And we're going to begin to run out of the iron ore as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take out this storage unit. It will send all that stuff to the other available storages, and that way I can get rid of this little loop I've got going here because it's not necessary. And in fact, I'm going to get rid of this. And now that one's gone. So I can take and get rid of this lane here. Don't need it. This lane here. Don't need it. And this lane here. Don't need it. Now I'm going to take and build a road here. there, just like that. And that will bring that axis back up for this. And now I'm opening this area back up again, as you can see. And like I said, I want to make this all housing. I'm going to end up moving this stuff as soon as we have space. These are all pretty full now. It would never hold 94, so it would be kind of pointless to try and pull it out right now. Okay. Okay, so that ship's almost done. I don't have a second science ship. So, as you can see, I have two. I have Polcolt, and now I have the Oxford that I can send out if I need.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
So here's one, and it's waiting for a ship there, so I can hit the Oxford, and now I can send it to Saturn. So now I've got double my stuff going on. That one has arrived. Let's look and see what's happening with it. The UN has established a facility on Mars. Its crew are currently lacking the materials required to repair a critical fault in their oxygen supply system. They have submitted an official request to Dolos for aid. Repair the fault in exchange for resources. This is one I'm going to do because I'm going to not only get the iron, I'm going to get these, and I need those. The ship has not yet been assigned. So, I gotta close this. I have to look in my inventory and see what ships I have available. Number 5. And you can open up that by hitting the question mark, and it'll kind of explain things to you. And so I'm going to go out here, and then I'm going to go like this. I come back over here. So I have to send this, and there it goes. This one's almost here, and it's going to have something going on. But I only have one cargo ship, and I can't build a second until these resources are done. I don't have the 10 of 10. Thought I had 10 in my inventory, but maybe I only, I have 0. I have 5 right here, so it needs 5 more. That's going to be a problem.
The ship has arrived at its destination.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out here, scroll over here, take a look at this one. Send a team to investigate, attempt to locate. Once the signature has passed through Saturn's atmosphere, the Oxford team will analyze EKP residues and verify the signature's origin. Send a team to investigate, because we may be able to gather materials from that. I'm going to kick up the speed so we can get this research done. So we can find out about the materials we're going to need. But that being said, we're about an hour into this, a little over. I'm going to go ahead and call this episode finite, and we will be back with another episode tomorrow. Please leave a comment, suggestion, criticism. Tell me what you think of the game. Views and whatnot will tell me if people are going to like this game or not.
Team has completed a task.
I enjoy it. I'm excited to see what's going to happen past the demo that we got to play, which is we're still pretty much all this was in the demo. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic game. I really like it. It's a lot of fun. It's challenging. It's really challenging, actually. And so, like I said, if you like it, hit that like button. Every time you do, you're not only helping us out, but you're also making it easier for somebody else to see our content. Also, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe and hit the bell so you can get notification next time we drop a video. This is Crazy with Crazy Gaming, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.